Most people think courtrooms are calm places, quiet rooms, serious faces everywhere, judges reading papers while lawyers argue calmly. Everything looks peaceful at first, but sometimes that peace disappears instantly. Sometimes a courtroom becomes terrifying because when someone realizes their entire future is about to disappear forever, humans can become dangerously unpredictable, and this courtroom case proved exactly that. What started as a normal hearing slowly became one of the most disturbing courtroom moments ever seen: a defendant hiding dark secrets, a family waiting for justice, and one final reaction nobody would ever forget. At first, nobody noticed anything strange. The defendant looked calm, too calm. He sat quietly beside his lawyer, no panic on his face, no fear in his eyes. He wore a dark suit, with his hands folded together, no emotion at all, just cold silence. And honestly, that silence felt uncomfortable, but hidden behind that expression was something nobody understood yet, because this man had spent months lying, and deep down, he knew the truth was finally catching him. The courtroom was crowded that morning. Reporters filled the back rows. Cameras pointed everywhere. Victims' families waited silently. Some looked nervous, others looked angry. But everyone inside wanted answers. The case had already become viral online. Millions debated it constantly. Was the defendant guilty or falsely accused? Nobody knew the truth yet. Some believed he was dangerous, a criminal hiding behind a calm appearance. Others believed he was innocent. Arguments continued for months online. The mystery kept growing bigger, and people became obsessed. Then the judge entered the courtroom. The room became silent instantly. Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. The hearing finally began, and tension filled the air. At first, everything seemed normal. Lawyers discussed evidence carefully. Officers stood beside the walls silently. The defendant barely moved at all. He stared forward emotionlessly, almost completely relaxed. But then prosecutors revealed new evidence, and slowly, the atmosphere changed completely. People focused on the courtroom screens. Something suddenly felt wrong. The first evidence was security footage. Investigators showed movements near the crime scene. The timeline matched the defendant perfectly. Everyone watched silently. Nobody looked away, but the defendant stayed calm. Then came phone records. Investigators connected suspicious calls together. The calls happened before the crime occurred. Then people noticed something strange. His breathing became slightly heavier. His fingers tightened slowly together. Then the most important witness arrived, and suddenly, everything changed. Nobody expected to see him there. A former friend of the defendant, someone silent for months. The courtroom became tense instantly. The witness sat down nervously. The room stayed completely silent. For several long seconds, he couldn't even speak. Everyone waited anxiously. Then finally, he started talking, and every sentence shocked the courtroom. He described secret conversations, hidden arguments, threats nobody knew about. The atmosphere became darker instantly. The defendant's face slowly changed for the first time during the trial. Anger appeared in his eyes. Not fear, not sadness, pure anger. Then the witness revealed something terrifying. The defendant admitted crime details privately before police released them publicly. The courtroom exploded with whispers instantly. The judge demanded silence repeatedly. The defendant leaned aggressively toward his lawyer. His calm personality disappeared quickly. Tension spread everywhere. People looked nervous now, but worse was still coming. Then prosecutors revealed final evidence, a hidden audio recording. The courtroom became silent instantly. Nobody moved at all. Nobody spoke anymore. Everyone stared forward nervously. Then the recording started playing. Static noises filled the courtroom speakers. The sound was difficult to understand. People listened carefully. Then suddenly, a voice became clear. It was the defendant's voice. Everyone recognized it immediately. The recording captured a private conversation connected directly to the crime, and the words spoken there changed everything instantly. Victims' families started crying immediately. Some reporters looked shocked. Others typed notes rapidly. Fear spread across the courtroom. Nobody looked comfortable anymore. Everything suddenly felt real. The defendant's face turned pale. For the first time, he looked genuinely afraid. Reality finally hit him hard. There was no escape left, and he knew it. No explanation could save him now. No lies were strong enough anymore. The courtroom stayed silent afterward. Heavy silence. Terrifying silence. Nobody dared move. Then suddenly, The defendant stood up violently. People was shocked. His chair crashed loudly backward. Officers rushed toward him immediately. Chaos exploded everywhere. At first, it looked like he wanted to speak, but then he started screaming loudly, not normal shouting, pure uncontrollable rage. The courtroom became chaotic instantly. People looked terrified. He pointed aggressively toward witnesses, yelling that everyone lied about him. Victims' families became terrified immediately. Some moved away quickly, others froze completely. Nobody expected this reaction. The judge ordered security to intervene, but the defendant lost control completely. Years of fear exploded at once. Officers struggled to restrain him. The calm man disappeared completely. His true personality appeared. Now people finally saw who he truly was. And honestly, that moment scared people more than evidence, because it showed how dangerous humans become when their lives collapse. The courtroom slowly became quiet again, but the atmosphere changed completely. Fear filled the room now. Nobody looked comfortable anymore. Even the judge paused silently. After several long moments, the hearing finally continued again. Then came the final stage, the verdict. Everyone held their breath. Nobody blinked. Victims' families held each other tightly. Reporters prepared cameras carefully. Officers watched the defendant closely. Nobody wanted another explosion. The room stayed silent. Tension felt unbearable. The judge slowly read the decision. Every word increased tension. Nobody moved at all. Nobody spoke anymore. The courtroom felt frozen. Even breathing sounded loud. Then, finally, the judge announced the verdict. Guilty. The reaction was immediate. Everything changed instantly. People finally breathed again. Some people cried with relief. Others hugged emotionally. One family member broke down completely. After waiting so long, justice finally arrived. But something felt strange. Because the defendant reacted differently. Instead of sadness, he smiled. A cold, disturbing smile. Emotionless and strange. Everyone noticed instantly. The courtroom became disturbed immediately. People online later called it one of the creepiest courtroom reactions ever seen. Because after everything, after all the evidence, he still smiled. Honestly, that mystery made the case darker. As officers escorted him outside, reporters rushed after them immediately. Cameras flashed everywhere. Everyone wanted updates first. The story spread fast. Within hours, clips from the hearing spread everywhere online. Millions watched the breakdown. Millions replayed the evidence. And especially, that disturbing final smile. People couldn't stop talking about it. The verdict was over. People slowly started leaving. Families walked away quietly, and little by little, the courtroom became empty again. Only silence remained behind. Empty chairs, scattered papers, and memories nobody inside would forget. Because some courtroom cases end officially, but their stories never truly disappear.